I want to deliberately make you watch how the application loads, the routine it goes through. It actually does some initializing of certain values, and so it goes through a certain routine. This is the reason why I strongly recommend that nobody tampers with the formulas in it. Like I said, this is a basic version of my application. So if you were to look at the ration formulator, which I don't know if you watched the video, even if somebody were to try and tamper with the formulas in the cells in the Excel version of it, it automatically restores all the formulas every time it loads. This version doesn't do that. This, if I were to incorporate such a thing, it would take much more expense. So I'm loading the application now. So this, you have to have diligent, honest personnel using this application. I'm just trying to point that out so they don't go around playing pranks. Right? So I don't know if you noticed, you may need to watch this video again, taking note of when it was loading, how it moved around in different sheets. It was setting some, initializing some values, but it doesn't do the full thing. So if people tamper with certain interfaces there, you know, if people are irresponsible, then you're going to have a challenge there. So you may need to be sure that the people you give this application to use for you are people that can be trusted to behave themselves. That's all I'll say on this. All right. Let me just quickly log in as you. You can press the enter key twice. Okay. Alright, so now we are going to go into the chicks section. I have already discussed what happens in the broilers interface. I mean, for the chicks, the same thing. If you remember I'll quickly remind you of the part of the update settings table where we specified what strain of bird you indicate is there, you know, because you've already put in their ages at the point of the date of entry into the rearing section or whatever, into your farm, into your production area. It will automatically start telling you how old they are, you know, straight away. So it's if we look at this, for instance, you will be able to tell at what any point in time how old they are. Like I said, so you have your opening stocks for each of the cage lines, and subsequently the computer does the updating of the stocks, and then you just post in your entries for the mortalities, transfers, purchases, and then the feed consumed you put in here. It will also tell you crowns per bird, which is a parameter, a performance index that is different for chicks. Okay, the rates, I mean the feeding rate for chicks is different from broilers, is different from layers. So you have to you need to find out what the standards are for your even for your strain of bird. You know, for instance, the supplier could give you that. What is the ideal or the range that is ideal in terms of feeding rate for this group of birds that is given to you? Then the vaccination and medication. Again, you would post this on a daily basis right to the end of the month. Okay, and then you'll be able to calm down. And in the case of the chicks, there is no performance reporting that I've done for them. I think your major job is getting them into the grower stage and then moving them into either the broiler section or the layers section. So, but just to track for operations purposes, just to track what's happening to them, we have this main interface. Now, one aspect that is relevant to the chicks in terms of reporting is feeding the feed stock movement. I've clicked if you notice the button I clicked just now on the main menu is the feed stocks. Then it asks you a question as soon as you get it. Update stocks table calculated values now. Click yes if you've posted feed usage, purchase feed, etc. before coming here. In other words, if we had made entries for feeding, for chicks, for broilers, or for layers, this is the stock movement interface for feed. Okay, that means we have taken feed from what existed in the stock yesterday and used a little bit of it. That means with our closing stock for that new day will be different. You therefore, if you want to view the stock movement table, you have to click yes. If you don't, whatever you're going to see in the stock movement table will be based on what was previously updated. This one does not update itself dynamically. You have to be the one that will click this red button here, or you say yes as you're coming in. And by the time you're leaving, if you've updated, for instance, if you've updated the opening stock or whatever, maybe it's the first time you're using it, you still have to do that. You click update here. Otherwise, you're going to be having data that will be that will not be current, up to date. Okay, so if I click, it just takes a few seconds. It says you updating, please wait in the bottom left. Okay, and you just hold on until it tells you it's done. So this is one aspect that for now I like to keep it like this. As I said, you get a free upgrade, and I'm working on a new upgrade now that's actually going to have my automated modeless data entry forms, which is going to be really a big improvement on the use of this, because then all the spreadsheets you have to crawl around, scrolling left and scrolling right. If you looked at my general accounts manager or my payslip generator or my ration formulator, you will see that there's powerful benefits to be had from using the automated data entry forms. And they're also modeless, which means that while the form is loaded, you can still get access to the spreadsheet behind it and make adjustments. So the truth is, if you're not using the automated data entry forms in an application that does as much work as this one does, you are really not operating at the highest level of productivity possible. But having said that, compared to if you were using paper and calculator, you will be doing well, okay, using this application. But just to let you know that there's another level of productivity you can go to.